OpenAI launching its latest new model, GPT-5, offering faster performance, fewer hallucinations, improved coding capabilities, and customizable personalities. I've been playing with it for the last 24 hours. Joining us right now is the man who co-founded the company, CEO Sam Altman. Sam, it's great to see you, sir.
Good to see you, too. Thanks for having me.
We've been trying to build, by the way, an app all morning. I'm in GitHub right now trying to build Joe Kernan an app unsuccessfully.
How's it going?
Well, I think you guys have done the right thing so far. I mean, I think that the code looks good. The problem is I can't get it to actually effectively play for me, if you will. I got to do it in GitHub. I was actually trying to get OpenAI to actually build me a way to play it effectively in the browser, but I'm not there yet. So I still got.
We'll help you with that. I can do that.
But help us understand the distinction between where you think ChatGPT-5 is today versus where we were just even 48 hours ago.
Yeah, so you said a bunch of things. The model's smarter, it's faster, it's more intuitive, it's more useful in a bunch of ways. One of the biggest things, though, is it's an integrated single experience. We have built a system that can answer easy questions quickly. It can think for a long time and answer hard questions. And it's there's just one thing called GPT-5 now instead of the long list of models we used to have. It's much better for businesses and enterprises. The coding in particular is something that people have been really waiting for a great model for. So we're seeing super strong enterprise adoption of this. And yeah.
Well,
okay. So first off, one of the things that I noticed immediately is that he said enhance coding capabilities. Now, if you haven't had a chance to, I obviously strongly recommend all of you guys starting to get on the AI wave, at the very least, understand and learn how to operate it, because my prediction is that a lot of the jobs that people are thinking that are not going to be affected are still going to have some semblance of AI embedded into your everyday tasks. So understanding and learning how to work the systems is going to be paramount. For me, as I was starting to sort of learn how to work with these AI models and stuff, what I learned is some of them cannot take a large prompt with many different ideas in it. For example, I had to take a very complex idea and break it down into steps. Now, doing that, sometimes you get a lot more accurate outputs doing it that way instead of just saying, hey, here's my entire prompt, give me all of these things. Now, I like to explain it like this. Now, one of the older models, GPT-5 model, right, or the GPT-3, what it used to do is, it's kind of like imagine it being a supercomputer that's very smart with like 5 different brains, right? Versus something like Microsoft Copilot is still very smart, but it has 1 brain. Now, the way that I like to break it down is that if you give a prompt with 7 different sections in it, like I've been doing for the past week or so, ChatGPT can read all of those 7 different sections and spit it out in one instance. What Copilot does is it'll take it and it'll read it like, okay, it's 7 sections. I'm going to read 1, and then it'll ask you, do you want to proceed to the second? It'll read the second. It'll read the third. So what he's talking about right now is, I haven't had a chance to use it, but I'm thinking he's talking about enhanced capabilities, which is going to be incredible. Now, I tend to favor and lean more towards Gemini only because it's built into the ecosystem of Google Docs and stuff. And then it allows me to even do my Excel sheets. So I think it's kind of going to be like iPhone. I heard my mentor say iPhone or Android. That's the difference between ChatGPT and Gemini. One is not necessarily better than the other, but once you get into the ecosystem, it's going to be pretty hard to break out of the ecosystem. So let's listen to a little bit more, but this is dope. He's saying 10 times quicker reasoning, better performance, coding with math, science, and writing and health, like even fewer hallucinations. Like, this is a huge deal, guys. I don't know if you understand. It's kind of like it's kind of like back in the day in the oil field. My most successful mentor comes from the oil field, oil and gas. And he was like a cowboy back in the 80s and the 90s, and really in the 70s too. And this reminds me of that wild, wild west sort of feel. And it's a race. It is a race going on. Don't get it twisted. Let's dive in a little bit more, listen to a little more. I'll come back and give my commentary on it.
Anthropic killer, because one of the things that Anthropic, at least historically, has done well is the coding piece of this. How much of GPT-5 was focused on the coding side of things?
We did really want to improve on coding. That was, an area that we heard consistently from consumers, from users, businesses, enterprise, everything, that we just weren't good enough. So we did put in a lot of effort there, but it improved at lots of things.
The other piece of it is healthcare. Lots of people ask it questions about their own healthcare, including myself. What's the difference between before and after? And I'm curious how much stuff do you put into the system? Because sometimes I think to myself, I'll upload my reports from doctors and blood and this and that, and then I think, I don't know if I should be doing that. What do you think?
So healthcare is maybe the area where there's the strongest improvement of any category. We have seen healthcare become a huge issue. People use this, as you said, people are putting in all their reports, everything they can, and it's become really important to people as a sort of, a way to get help with their entire healthcare journey. And I think people feel a very, very, very big difference there. Healthcare is a huge fraction of the usage of ChatGPT. It's one of the largest categories. So I put everything in. I know a lot of other people do too. I think getting people better information on their healthcare and sort of the ability to make better decisions, that seems really important. And I'm thrilled that we were able to make this better and definitely.
Okay, so let me put on my hat a little bit, right? So this is for all of my conspiracy theories, people like that. Matter of fact, I got a sound effect for you. Hold up. Okay, this is for the conspiracy theories, okay? I want to make sure that we're appealing to a large audience here, right? I want to make sure that all of you guys feel seen and heard. But all jokes aside, that's one of the things that I'm always leery about. Like, I don't put in my personal information. To me, putting in your medical diagnosis, that's a bridge too far, right? Now, obviously, because what I noticed is these models are so incredibly adept at picking up your patterns with your prompts. And although it's not supposed to save, quote unquote, what you enter in, it does have a way of knowing what you're talking about and predicting what you may enter in. Maybe it's based off of your prompts you have saved. I don't know. I'll do a little bit more research on that, but under no circumstances, I'm not putting in my medical information, and I don't think you should either. That's probably a bridge too far.